Hi guys, this is Radhika here from Mic Drop Mom. Welcome to our fun conversations. Today's topic is why it is important for women to invest and save. We all invest in FDs, in gold, we have cash flow. But what about investments? Why is investment important? Investment is important to help achieve a sense of financial equality and independence. As Aya Laraya correctly said, when you invest, you are buying a day that you don't have to work. So for this, I had only one person in mind, and that is Mrs. Suchi Rokta. She has an experience of more than 12 years in the capital market, especially in the field of research and trading. She has been an active educator of financial markets for the past decade now, especially in the field of derivatives, options, and technical analysis. Currently, she is heading the knowledge team and is a trainer at the Credit Info Edge in Kolkata. And this is where I had met her. She was my guru and my mentor when I had enrolled for my share trading course. And she's super helpful, and because of her guidance is that I am still able to be an active member in the share trading community. So I'm just going to invite her. Hi, Suchi.
Hi, how are you?
I'm fine. How are you? Welcome to Mic Drop Mom.
Thank you. I'm good. It's nice to see you after so long.
Same here. I'm so excited to, have this conversation with you. So can I start with my questions?
Yes, Radhika. Yes, absolutely.
Suchi, my first question to you is that why is it important to have a financial plan for women?
So Radhika, it goes like this, that financial planning or any kind of plan with respect to finance is not only important for women, I think for every individual, whether it is men or women, everybody has some personal goals, some targets, some financially achievable targets which they have in mind. And to achieve that, they need a proper plan of action.
Absolutely.
And if you don't have a plan of action in mind, it goes haywire. You then keep pulling off strings from here and there. So if you
Yes.
have a plan in advance, properly plotted, I think it's better for all of us, whether it is men or women.
Absolutely. I completely agree with you on this. So why is it important for women to start investing and not just saving? And not just investing in FDs and gold and having that lot of cash in the bank, but that cash is just lying around and they're not investing that money. Why is it important for them to understand that investment is a necessity now?
See, first thing, what we've seen very, very common with women is that they have that habit of, retaining cash with themselves in their cupboards until actually Modi ji came with their demonetization and all of those. But even now we see that women do have a lot of cash in comparison to anybody else. Probably they feel that safety with that cash with them, and but in reality, if you ask me, it's not true, because cash kept idle loses value. As we all know, the concept of inflation, the cost of money keeps on growing every year, and if we don't invest this money, if we don't invest this cash, the amount of things, obviously, which the value of the cash which we are having today will not be the same 5 years down the line. So for every individual, especially women, the amount of cash which we hold, it's important for them to invest it somewhere. And invest it somewhere, obviously, FD is a was rather a good safe option, but now FD is also no longer giving a good return. It is merely giving you a 5%. So, and our inflation rate is much higher than that. So yes, so FD, apart from FD and gold, they must, sorry, so they must look out for other investment alternatives also. Say about, they could consider some mutual funds with medium risk profile, some equity shares also, which they understand. And at the same time some like, a PPF account investing, PPF investments. All of this, a mix and match of a investment is extremely important.
True. I completely agree with you on this. But if
Yes.
there is someone who has money, suppose someone has a lakh, but does not have the idea where to begin that investment journey from, how to start that journey, what advice will you give to that person, to that individual?
So Radhika, in that case, for every woman, I feel, who wants to invest that money, the first thing which they need to have is the knowledge. Because if you don't have the requisite knowledge, you are actually putting your money like a gambling, because you don't know what you're doing. So
Right.
you need to, first thing what you need to do is to have the requisite knowledge. Now by knowledge, I don't exactly mean that you have to study something and give some exams. No, not like that. Just that whatever investment vehicle you are choosing to invest in, whether you heard it from your husband, whether you heard it from your friends, you need to know the ABCs of that what particularly that investment is, what is the risks associated with those, what are the returns which is associated with that particular investment product where you are planning to invest in,
Correct.
and what is the return, what, when can you redeem your money back, and what is your personal goal, so does that suit you?
Right.
Because a lot of time, there is a concept called kitty amongst women, and there was there's a concept, the chit fund scam which came. So it was mostly the women who got, trapped into this, because they
Correct.
invested the money, but they did not know when to redeem it back.
Correct.
So education and knowledge about financial markets or about the investment vehicle which you are investing in, that's extremely important.
Hmm.
The second thing is you need to know your financial goal.
Right.
So whether you are investing in X amount of money for a long-term purpose, say probably you want to fund your son's education, or probably you have a short-term vacation, short-term financial goal, like buying a particular branded bag or something like that. So
Hmm.
the financial goal, the objective of your investment has to be very, very clear. So
Right.
once you understand the investment vehicle, you understand why you are investing as in the goal, then
Right.
things are easier. The chances of you goofing up with your investment really goes down.
Okay. So then how do I understand my financial and investing goals? How do I sit down and make a chart and say that, okay, for this I have to, start investing for my daughter's education, which is 10 years down the line,
Absolutely,
and then pick up
absolutely.
investment tools which will be adequate for the next 10 years and will give me that return of my money.
Yes, absolutely. So first thing is, see, nothing happens if you just keep on thinking that, okay, I want a X amount, I want funds for my son's education 10 years down the line. See,
Yes.
this is a very, very vague statement.
Right.
You don't know. So what an ideal plan of action would be, that you really need to anticipate that what is that amount which you will be needing
Right.
for your son's education 10 years down the line. What might be the funds which would be required for the preparation of that higher studies, because these days everything has become so expensive.
It is.
So you need to really pen down an approximate amount, that yes, X is the amount which I need after 10 years. Y is the amount which I have to spare in to invest in for my X goal. So
Right.
once you generalize that, once you write it down, things becomes easier. Then because it is a goal, it is a financial goal where you can't really afford to miss it. Like probably it's about prioritizing your goals. So a short term, want or a goal like buying a branded bag can always be deferred, or you can get away with that. But
Yes.
when it comes to education, you can't get away with that. When you come to any kind of emergency fund,
Yes.
God forbid, if there is any health issues or anything and you need that emergency fund, you can't get away with that. So again, the risk-taking capacity really goes down with respect to your investment vehicle. So you really need to understand that what is the priority of that particular goal, which again, you need to write it down. And
Right.
then accordingly, you will be able to make decisions that, okay, so this is the amount, which why is the amount which I'm ready to invest in for my X goal. And let me allocate it like, you know, in different asset classes so that by the end of 10 years, I can actually end up achieving my goal. And
Right.
at the same time, minute, yeah. At the same time, you really need to track your investments. It's not that I need the money 10 years down the line. So I invested my money today and I forgot about it till 10 years. No, markets are extremely dynamic.
Mhm.
So nothing is constant in this world. You know, change is inevitable. And so since the environment is changing and everything, so whatever your investments are also there, you need to keep a track of that. By track, I don't really mean that you need to see them every day, but yes, you should review them at least once in 15, 20 days, even if it is a long term investment.
Right. And how important does inflation rate affect our long-term investment uh, tools that we are picking up?
So basically, when you're trying to choose your asset class, wherever you want to invest in, you have to take in account the inflation rate. So
Okay.
even when you're planning today for an education fund 10 years down the line, so
Hmm.
if today uh, for a CFA or any education, if you need, say, 15 lakh of rupees or something, any X amount, 10 years down the line, it will not be 15 lakhs. It will
No.
be much more than that. So you
Right.
need to incorporate that inflation amount today itself to your goal amount of money. So actually, you can take your decisions wisely today.
Oh, wow. That's very important.
Yes.
So
So we
how?
end up missing out on that point quite often, that, you know, today I probably to do a CFA, I might need, you know, X amount of money. So 10 years down the line, also, I'm anticipating that I would be needing that same amount of money, but it's
It's
wrong
not.
actually,
It's
because
not.
it's not like that. It's not like, and it is a very, very small point, but it is a
Right.
very, very important point which should not be missed.
Absolutely. I completely agree with you on this. How do I choose a financial advisor who on a regular basis can advise me? Do I need a financial advisor? Does eh, do all women need financial advisors, or they can do their research on their own and then they can start their investment process, I mean journey?
See, again, it depends upon the individual. It would not be right to say that everybody needs a financial planner, because, you know, financial planner treat it like as a doctor.
Hmm.
So somebody who understands you very well as an individual, who will understand, who is ready to understand your financial goals completely.
Right.
uh, yeah, so accordingly, the planner might be able to suggest you what are the appropriate investment decisions which you should be taking.
Right.
Now, as a person, what you should be doing is that even though the financial planner has suggested you XYZ things,
Hmm.
you need to do your research bit before actually investing.
Right.
Again, repeating the same thing, that you need to know the risks involved, you need to know the redemption amount, how easily can you get that money back, when can you get that money back, what are the returns associated with it, all of it. The way we do it with doctors, you know, when they prescribe medicine, we still Google it up, ki kis cheez ka dawai hai, or yes.
Ah,
So similarly with the assets also, because, you know, many a times, what happens is that financial planners, though they are doing a good job, but, you know, there are, in this particular industry, it is, lot of it is commission based. So,
right.
you know, you might end up coming in a trap of any particular product, especially when it comes to mutual funds and insurance,
Right.
where, you know, the company is offering very high um, commissions to the agents,
Hmm.
and the advisors may be pushing that particular product to you, which might not be actually, you know, suiting your needs. So again, your personal research is extremely important, whether you hire a financial planner or not, whether you can do it on your own. See, if you're total a novice, it's better to take somebody's advice. You know, interact with more and more people having similar kind of goals.
Right.
So, you know, when you tend to talk to 10 different people, you come to 10 different, viewpoints of, viewpoints, and it helps you take better decisions.
Okay. So my next question to you is that apart from FDs and gold, what other investment tools can we invest in?
So as I said that, see, equities on an average give you a very high return of approximately 15 to 25%.
Okay.
But again, you have to have a very close track of it. Like if you see on an average statistics, due to the March fall, the equity returns is the last 5 year returns have been wiped off, and equity has performed 70% in the last 3 months or 4 months because the market rose sharply after the fall which happened.
Right.
So again, yes, so you need to understand equity markets very well. It can be very simple. You don't really need to go into proper research or anything. Simple logic, you know, what things comforts you, what stocks you understand, you can definitely invest in them. Number one. Number two, yes, mutual funds are comparatively safe. So you can look through mutual funds, the top mutual funds by good fund managers having a good, decent volume, by decent fund houses. You can choose good mutual funds also. And then, yes, PPF investments and Sukanya and all of those is also an option apart from gold and FDs.
FDs.
See, now gold has been a shining star since the last 2 years now, but it was not a shining star since last 3-4 years. So if you were heavily invested in gold 2 years 3 years back and missed out the equity investments, obviously your money didn't grow that way.
Correct.
So again, yes, so every asset class, it has a cycle and you need to understand that. So there are times where you need to judge that factor, take out, go light on a particular asset class, go heavyweight on a different asset class according to the current environment.
Right.
Yes. So nothing is constant. It's not, again, I would say it's not like that you just invest today, Y amount of money, and one fine day after 10 years, oh wow, you know, your piggy bank has the magic. Yes. It doesn't happen like that.
So nowadays I'm hearing from a lot of my friends also that they are not buying gold. They are investing in gold shares.
Right.
So is that a right way to go? They are not buying
Very
solid
much
gold.
so. Very much so, much so, because I also strongly believe in buying gold share instead of buying those gold coins. See, simple logic is, when you are buying solid gold, there is a issue of what is the purity and what exactly are you getting. Even if you are buying it from a bank, you end up paying extra, number one.
Right.
Then, yes, and then it is the problem is of liquidity, that you can't really sell off those gold so easily. Though you, when you go to these jewelers and all, they take it back, but they might come up with that, there is some quote in this, there's some quote in that, and yes. So why to actually
Right.
Yes, can you hear me, Radhika?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Yeah. So simply buying gold shares is like on the exchange, is your investment remains very, very liquid. It comes into your demat account within T+2, within 2 days. And whenever you want money instead of that gold, you can simply sell that in the exchange and get cash out of it. So even if you want to buy a jewelry, so after 5 years probably, so buy gold shares instead today. The day you want to really buy that particular jewelry, gold jewelry or any diamond jewelry also, go to the store, purchase it, and when you want to pay that money, simply sell off your gold shares from your demat account, take out that cash and pay it off, rather than exchanging gold coins instead of that particular jewelry or anything. So which all these women, all of us have done before, and people are
Sometimes.
still doing it.
Yes.
Yes, if you ask my mom, she still does it. She still does it and thinks that way. But I feel investment in gold shares is much, much better and a safer option. And it helps our economy also in that
Absolutely.
ways. Because if we don't buy physical gold, we don't really need to import gold. The gold imports of the country goes down, which helps our economy also.
So nice. How to be a successful woman on investor who invests and also saves?
So there is no success, so-called success mantra or holy grail in the markets, as you know. So it is all hard work. And again, you need to be organized. So you need to plan, you need to have your goals intact. And yes, you need to have the adequate knowledge. You have to have the adequate knowledge and then take steps towards that. Join communities. And when it comes to education, trust me, there are so many avenues which is already there available with us in the ecosystem. If you look, there are free resources available. If you look at eLearn Markets, there's a website called eLearn Markets, uh, and they have this huge plethora of small innovative videos, even in Hindi, English, all these languages. They have text based learnings also. If you open YouTube also, there are a lot of people who are actually teaching you about financial markets. So there are umpteen number of resources which you can actually adhere to. So just that the quest should be there to
The
learn,
will should be
to
there. Yes.
understand. Yes, and then obviously, depending on the kind of individual and goals you are, you can go in a structured manner. How, how to actually take those appropriate actions.
Now, very important point is that your advice for teaching investment to our kids from a young age. How do you start that? Because I really want to do that with my daughter. I'm trying it on a regular basis. So, how to start teaching them about investment from a very young age?
See, very, very important is that, see, all individuals, they are born with this investment and, taking decisions, all of it. So the best way to actually do it is through role play.
Right.
Simple example, simple example. If you start giving your daughter pocket money, say 500 rupees a month, and you just simply tell her that this is the amount of money which you are going to get for the entire month for your all junk food and all your toys and all your wants, you see how beautifully she will end up saving, how beautifully she will budget her entire thing, and she has a goal that, okay, particular toy which I want, which is of 700 rupees, she will save that. She will want to work something extra to earn that 200 rupees also, and ultimately get that 700 rupees and buy that particular gift for herself.
Absolutely.
So children, yes, they do understand finances very, very well. It's just that the technical terms they do not know. So the best way to make them aware of this investments and savings and important of finances is through role plays. Different type of role plays will help them take get into this world from a very, very early age, because we can't really expect them to sit with a book or show them a video about stock markets or financial markets.
No.
They'll get bored, of course, and they
Yeah.
will not even understand.
Understand.
Plus we can't keep nagging them that you need to understand this, or it has to be done in a fun way, in a way where they feel it is a game. That is when they develop that interest and they stick on to it.
Like I remember you had advised me, start making her read the newspaper.
Right.
Take her to, when you're taking her to the mall, tell her to see the different brands which are there.
Yes. So, again, if you just tell me, like it's just happened with me recently. I told my son to start reading the newspaper, and he gave me a very bad look that, what is she saying? So then what I started doing is I started reading the newspaper normally with him, just sit, he's around, and then I started having some healthy conversations with him that, something like this has happened, something like this has happened.
Right.
There was a news recently that Reliance took over Hamleys, and
Hmm.
the moment I told him this, he was like, all his ears were pointed at
Right.
Acha,
Uh,
Reliance and Hamleys, because it
right.
interests him. We are talking about toys. So simple conversations about our economy, which interests them, I think that will help them develop their interest on the subject matter. Again, when we are going for a shopping or anything, simple McDonald's. So, you could just talk about the story of McDonald's. You could just talk about the story of Hamleys, that how it
Right.
happened, the story of Spencer's or ITC, that ITC, what you see, the atta which you're eating, it is actually not a, FMCG main company, but the main business is to, make cigarettes or something which
Right.
is so injurious. So very, very simple things which is just around us all the time. We are going to a restaurant, we talk about 10 things, simple things which we look around, they develop interest like that. And,
Right.
that is how they start observing things. And later on, this becomes the analytical mind which everybody needs.
Absolutely. I think this is very important that we should start teaching our next generation from a very, very young age
And
about
it doesn't
investment
take
and saving.
anything much. Yeah.
Absolutely. Absolutely. As Linda Davis Taylor correctly said, teach her about how money really works and she can change the world. I hope this conversation has helped you in some way for your investment plannings. If you have still any queries or questions, please do DM us. We would be very happy to clear them. Please do follow My Grow Up Mom on Instagram and Facebook. Till then, happy investing from My Grow Up Mom. Suchi, thank you so much for this
Thank you,
enlightening
Radhika.
conversation. This was
It was my
required. I don't
pleasure.
know, somehow I really feel that this is very much important for our next generation to understand and start investing and saving, and for women especially.
It was a pleasure, Radhika.
Thank you so much.